Tonight, we review Spirit of Speed 1937. We talk about some brand new handhelds coming out, and we talk about the launch titles for both the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Now, please keep your hands and feet inside the ride at all times. It's Video Junkies.
Welcome to Video Junkies, the best place on YouTube for all of the greatest news, reviews, and other shenanigans for video games and technology. So, as you guys may recall from last episode, and if you don't, click right here, Brandon lost the challenge. He did not, well, none of us killed the god, but he was the suckiest at it, so he gets to play Spirit of Speed 1937. Now, he didn't want to record his voice because he's very awkward and shy, so he just wrote the review and let me read it aloud. So, without further ado, this.
Although a somewhat fan of many racing games, like BMX vs. ATV Unleashed and ATV Off-Road Fury, I did not like Spirit of Speed. For starters, the graphics do not compete with the PS2s, which both were out at the same time. Second of all, no unlocks. The game gave us all the maps, all the game modes, and all the cars, which there's no fun in that. Finally, the gameplay was just awful. It's fun at first, but then gets very, very repetitive. Overall, I rate it a 1 out of 5.
Okay, so, yeah.
It was made by LJN.
I love LJN. Said no one ever.
Fuck LJN.
LJN, it's, to quote the angry video game nerd, there is no gold at the end of this rainbow, only shit. Thank you, James Rolfe. Don't sue us. So, what did you... I know we've all played it, unfortunately. I played it the most out of all y'all, so I don't want to hear you complain about how bad it is, because I've seen things in that game that none of you would even fathom.
So there's a damage mechanic in the game.
Yeah, there is.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Just dies.
At one point, the engine just kind of blew up into fire, and I didn't understand.
Fire bad. Fire bad. I don't think we really need to even say like reviews, like stars, because I think you're gonna give it like a 1 or a 0.
If you can visually see the game for any length of time, you know that it's
Horrible.
just not-
No, horrible doesn't even come close to how bad it is. We need to think of a new word. Giscoplasmly horrible. Giscoplasmly horrible. It's doesn't make sense because of how bad it is.
Okay.
Bedoffable.
Bedoffable? That actually sounds
It's
better.
goddamn bedoffable.
Bedoffable. Okay, so now that we have that bad taste and memories and all this horrible stuff still in our mind, let's go on to the news. News
time.
We have a lot of news because PAX was going on, or was it Gamescom? I think it was Gamescom was going on during our week off. So Germany has been buzzing with video game related stuff. I think PAX is going on too now. But, first, starting off is a very scary game, Amnesia.
Machine for pigs.
Machine for Pigs. It's coming out September 10th, and it's going to be $20. So that's not bad.
No.
But if you pre-order it right now, it's going to be $16.
Do that.
Another game also on Steam is that you can get right now is the Angry Video Game Nerd video game.
Oh, did that come out?
It is coming out soon. Don't really know when it's coming out, but it's like $11 if you pre-order it now. So $11, you get James Rolfe 8-bit and with the Power Glove and the Zapper.
Doesn't he also have the thing and the cape?
Yeah, I think yeah. No, he doesn't have that stuff.
Oh.
He's just got the power glove and a filthy mouth, for which with his he'll tear these games down. So get ready to be taken back to the past. WWE 2K14 is a thing bought by 2K because Activision is, well, Ukes is dead, so THQ's dead, so there's no one to make WWE games anymore, so 2K Sports picked it up. Some of the rosters that they announced at WrestleMania was The Rock, or no, SummerSlam, I think it was, or whatever, something. The Rock, Sergeant Slaughter, King Kong Bundy, Ted DiBiase, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now Stone Cold, I don't know why, Stone Cold had the stupidest gimmick ever. His whole gimmick was, I hate my job and my boss. That was his whole gimmick. So, I don't know why.
There was Sergeant Slaughter.
Sergeant Slaughter was pretty okay. He was fat.
Yeah,
He was overweight. He was like an overweight dude. Memories. Was it Rocksteady that made the Batman Arkham City and Arkham Origins? Was it Rocksteady? I think it was. I'm like 99% positive.
Yeah.
They announced that Arkham Origins will not be released on PS4 and Xbox One. Definitely 100% no. The only, I guess you could say now, current gen console it's going to be on is the Wii U. Dark Souls 2, I know you're going to like this. Dark Souls 2 is going to be in closed beta in October for its 2014 release. Get to try it, get to play it, sign up, and have a lot of fun dying.
I have to sign up for that.
Dying, and dying again. Naughty Dog, Sony Santa Monica, and Media Molecule, all big, the three big Sony developers, are all making new games.
Ooh.
That's it we know. Nothing else. Naughty Dog said that they're going to be using the same engine that they used for The Last of Us in their new game.
Sweet.
And they're going to be PS4 games.
Shit.
Yeah. We will be seeing the end of a great era soon. And it is going to be the end of the PlayStation 2. The final game for the PlayStation 2 is going to be released, and that game is FIFA 14. 13 years ago, the PlayStation 2 was released, and it rocked the world. It killed the Dreamcast, it killed Sega. And now, we will be paying it adieu this October, I think. Or November. October. September? Whenever FIFA 14 is coming out. I didn't write it down. That's gonna be sad.
Yeah.
I love
I
it.
feel like FIFA 14 though it feels like a saddening end to it. You know, it's like that doesn't feel like boom. Oh. It's like it's just sort of going out with a whimper instead of a bang.
Well, the last game to come out for the GameCube was Madden 08. Something about EA Sports, they just love to kill consoles. But I mean, that's the last official game. Because people are still making unofficial games for the Nintendo, the NES.
Really? Really?
Yeah. In Japan, the Super Nintendo stopped production in 05, I think. The Super Nintendo stopped, yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, great runs, you know. Borderlands 2 is the sequel to, a lot of people say, the best, you know, console FPS multiplayer game. You know, RPG, FPS RPG, one of the best, if not the best. And, you know, Game of the Year edition stuff already come out, and more DLC is going to be released soon. But what about for the handhelds? Well, if you're a PlayStation Vita owner, we got good news. It's coming out for the Vita, Borderlands 2. Play with the 2 analog sticks and always slip off. It'd be super sad. Fable Legends was announced. It's a new Fable game, if you guys couldn't figure that out. 4-player action, either couch co-op or multiplayer online, you know, the fancy schmancy stuff. It's going to be for the Xbox One exclusively, and it's going to use the brand new Unreal Engine, which they showed it off at E3, and it looks pretty cool.
Wow.
The Unreal 4 engine.
So, oh my god, it's going to be rendering even better stuff, barely.
Yeah. It's going to be rendering stuff at half the speed. PS4, it's coming out November 15th. If you guys don't know, if you have been looking under a rock, I guess, or never go to any stores that sell any electronics. And Xbox One, it's rumored that it's coming out November 8th, a full week before the PS4. Now, that's going to, you know, raise a lot of discussions of whether that will affect the PS4 sales, with Microsoft coming out beforehand. I don't think so, because I know the Xbox One is just, Sony's just hyped up the PS4 so much, and I don't think the Xbox One has a chance right now.
No, I mean, honestly, with a lot of the things that they had in the original Xbox One, you know, yeah, that's not for everyone, but it was different.
Yeah,
They actually made a different console. It wasn't like
it wasn't
an improved version of the Xbox. It was a new thing, which I personally respect them for. But then everyone kind of had a really negative reaction to that because nobody wanted it.
No, some people don't like change, I found out.
Yeah.
And when you change their stuff, they go up in arms and they want to murder someone.
Yeah.
I never understood the fight between which is better, the PS4 or just PlayStation and Xbox in general.
Yeah.
Because I find them both unique in their own way.
Oh yeah.
And so I never understood how you could pick one over the other. Like, I don't have a PlayStation. Like, I have a PS2, but I don't have the PS3 or anything. But I still I'd want a PS3 and an Xbox. You know, I wouldn't care.
And what bothers me though is that right now what people have been arguing about is moderate hardware differences and branding.
Yeah. When it all comes down, it's just a brand war.
Yeah. I mean, with the Xbox One, if they were going to make something that would actually be different, having a different opinion about the Xbox, you might hate it, but somebody else might love it, you know? I mean, but I guess nobody actually liked the idea. So, I mean, it makes sense that they changed it.
It's kind of like, oh, I prefer Utz chips over Troyer Farms, for those who live in the area would know what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I prefer Utz, and you may prefer Troyer Farms.
Or Lay's or Pringles.
Yeah, or Lay's or Pringles. You know, it's just branding, and people associate themselves too much with a certain brand, much like Republicans and Democrats. Also, I guess you could say that is kind of a brand in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, since we're on the topic of Xbox One and PS4, they announced the launch titles for them. Do you want to... I thought you had some of them written down.
I have a few written down.
I have the rest. So you just say what you have.
Well, there's obviously a few titles here and there that'll be for both consoles, but I have Assassin's Creed 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, Battlefield 4, Wolfenstein, New World Order, Titanfall. I believe Titanfall is just an Xbox release.
Yeah, it's just going to be for the Xbox One.
But the other ones are for both PS3 as well, or PS4, excuse me. And then for PlayStation 4, I have Watch Dogs, Infamous Second Son.
I can't wait for Watch Dogs.
And Killzone Shadowfall.
And that's why I'm getting a PS4.
Watch Dogs?
For Watch Dogs, Second Son.
Watch Dogs you can get on the 360, One, PS3, and Wii U somehow.
Yeah, they don't have Infamous Second Son. So.
No, they don't. Or Killzone. Shadowfall.
Yeah, Killzone and Infamous would definitely be at PlayStation major titles.
Okay, so here are the rest of the. I know you said here are just the rest of them, just to clear everything up. For the PS4, Assassin's Creed 4, Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, as you said. Contrast, DC Universe Online will be going to the PS4. That's free to play now, so that'll be good. Drive Club, which I'm super excited for. FIFA 14, as we mentioned. So wow, FIFA 14 will be on the PS2, PS3, and PS4. That's crazy. That's crazy. Just Dance 2014, Killzone Shadowfall, as you said, Knack, which they showed off at E3, which is pretty cool looking. Lego Marvel Superheroes, Madden 25, NBA 2K14, NBA Live 14, Need for Speed Rivals, The Playroom, Resogun, Skylander Swap Force, Tiny Brain, Warframe, War Thunder, Watch Dogs, as you said, and Minecraft. Minecraft is going to be on the PS4, and it's going to be a launch title for the PS4.
Huh.
Yep, they're also doing it for the Xbox One
Are
as
they?
well.
Okay.
You know what game I'm super excited for?
What?
Octodad.
Oh my god, Octodad looks pretty cool.
Dadly is cat.
Dadly, yeah.
Dadly is- yes.
I couldn't remember the
That looks
subtitle.
pretty cool. And then Xbox One, just really quick. Assassin's Creed 4, Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, Crimson Dragon, Dead Rising 3, FIFA 14, Fighter Within, Forza 5, which doesn't look as good as Gran Turismo 6, which is on the PS3. Or, yeah, Gran Turismo 6. Just Dance 2014, Killer Instinct, which is free to play, Lego Marvel Superheroes, Logo Cycle, Madden 25, NBA 2K14, NBA Live 14, Need for Speed Rivals, Peggle 2, which I know a lot of people, when I had an Xbox, when I was in a party with some people, there would be at least one person who's like, hey, let's go, come on guys, let's go play Peggle. I've never played Peggle.
I have. I like it. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Well, I know it's like one of the games that you would expect to be on like a Flash website or.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
It
kind
kind
of
of is. But it's pretty fun.
It's fun to like go up against other, like friends and stuff on it.
Might have to check it out sometime. Power Star Golf, Rise Son of Rome, which is cool, it's made by Crytek. So it's going to use CryEngine 3, so everything, it's never going to be able to run on a computer.
I saw the trailer for Son of Rome, and I think my biggest problem with it is it looked awesome, just so
It does look so cool.
amazing, and like all the animations just like.
CryEngine 3 is there for you.
But like all the fighting looked like it was almost just quick time events.
I hate that so much.
Yeah.
That's like, one of the big problems I had with the second Saw game, with Saw 2, other than it being a Saw game and it was total crap. But like the biggest problem of it was all of the fighting was quick time events. That's it.
Yeah. Like I mean I noticed that whenever you would fight someone, like you could do an attack, but for the most part all I saw them doing was like and then it would activate the thing, like it would put them in an animation. It's like press X, press Y, press X, and then just like stab. It's like awesome.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of, I saw a trailer for the new Dragon Ball game, Dragon Ball Z, Battle of Z, or whatever, and it had, it's 4 players, and they had a thing of Goku, Krillin, Gohan, and Piccolo fighting up against Frieza. And a lot of it did have a lot of quick time events in it, and that's kind of annoying, I think. It really breaks up the action.
Like that was, you know the one, the Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi? I think?
Yeah.
I did not like that. I didn't like it at all.
Was it had a lot of...
It didn't give you like the same freedom as any of the other games. Like whenever you would do like a Kamehameha or something, it would put you in like a cinematic for doing it. Like it would put you in almost a cutscene, and you would be like fighting against them, but in a cutscene.
That's stupid.
And then like you know how they had like this fully destroyable environments, it's fucking awesome. You can't control where your shit goes.
Oh, that's
So it's like you do
horrible.
it,
It's...
but it just sort of goes in a place where it's meant to go, and it
That's
leaves
so
this big
stupid.
crater.
That's the dumbest.
Like it was so
That's
not
lazy
as
right there.
yeah.
That's some laziness. Yeah, Skylander Swap Force, Watch Dogs, Zumba Fitness World Party, and Zoo Tycoon is coming out for the Xbox One.
Huh.
I thought Zoo Tycoon was dead. Back to the other page.
Roller Coaster Tycoon?
No, not Roller Coaster. Get Roller Coaster Tycoon. Nobody likes Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Roller Coaster Tycoon's a shit. Fuck you.
Wow, that escalated quickly. Infamous Second Son is coming out February 2014, if we didn't know that already. And it's going to be on the PS4, shocker, shocker. Beyond Two Souls is the new game by Quantum Dream, who made Indigo Prophecy or Fahrenheit 9/11, and Heavy Rain. Both great cinematic. They're considered adult choose-your-own adventures. Very cinematic, very amazing, and great, great games that everyone should try out. Beyond Two Souls is the new game that's coming out, and it was announced that it's coming out October 8th, and it was announced that it's going to have co-op. The second player will play as Jodie's companion, Aiden, her spiritual companion, Aiden. Now, how the game's set up, you can't be controlling Jodie and Aiden at the same time, but only in certain parts will you control Jodie, and then the other player will control Aiden at certain parts. But I mean, it gives the other person a nice responsibility, and it keep so you can just focus on your stuff. It's I don't know. I mean, it's great for that kind of game. And it can be played with either the DualShock 4, no 3, because it's coming out on PS3. DualShock 3, smartphone or tablet, the game can be played with.
Huh.
With the
I knew that the PS3 was Bluetooth compatible, but
they're coming out with an app.
yeah, I hadn't really thought of that.
Yeah. There's a game that was coming out for the PS3 that everyone was like, oh, it's made by the people who made Eco and Shadow Colossus called Last Guardian.
Oh.
And it kind of just,
It disappeared.
It disappeared. Well, it's still in development.
Well, that's what they say.
Yeah, but it's just not the top priority.
Yeah, they're doing something.
They're doing like 20 other games.
Yeah, like it looked so
awesome.
cool, but like when they were making it, they just sort of stopped production. And what I'm afraid of is it's going to be one of those amazing games you'll never get to play.
Yeah, like Mega Man Maverick Hunters, the first-person Mega Man game, first-person shooter.
Or there was this one where it's like you would go around. I don't remember what it was called, but you were this like kid in this really creepy like city, and it was overrun by some kind of weird like demons or monsters or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that you actually defeated them was with sound, not like a gun or anything. It was
just
like
sound.
This sort of music box. And you could choose what sort of sounds to play.
And certain songs do certain things against other.
Well, yeah, like for example,
situations.
like there are certain like songs that are really peaceful, or some of them like that are just terrifying, and some of them were like violent, and other ones were just
mellow.
Yeah, it was it was like a really cool idea, but it just never happened.
That sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of games being turned in. That's a huge trend now. Games being turned into movies. Well, it used to be movies being turned into games. Need for Speed is coming out. Need for Speed is coming out. But another racing game is getting a movie adaptation. Gran Turismo.
Really?
Yes, Gran Turismo. It's based on a real story of this guy Lucas Ordóñez from Spain. He became a pro racing driver after competing in the very first Nissan GT challenge in 2008. And that, if you win the challenge, you play the game, you win the challenge, you actually get trained to become a pro race driver, which is really cool. And yeah, he took it, and now he's a professional, which I think is that's really cool to learn that.
Mm-hmm.
I told you guys we had a lot of news. Sims 4 coming out, much more creative sim. You can change the neck size, the shoulder broadness, pretty much everything of The Sims. There's no sliders anymore. It's just you click on the body part and you move it, and it like creates. It's kind of like Spore.
Oh, cool.
It's kind of like Spore's creative.
That was cool. I liked Spore.
What Spore Creature Creator?
What?
Spore Creature Creator, the console version.
Well, it was okay. It was just a creature creator, so it kind of cut out the entire game. But other than that, yeah, you know, it was cool.
I think the console version, like the Wii and the DS version, had like just combat. Everything. It like wasn't just, like you created your creature and then it was all just combat.
Yeah, like it was kind of marketed. It was marketed in an interesting way, but I actually really liked Spore.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun.
Did you ever play Spore?
Mm-mm.
No. Do you know anything about it?
I know like what it is.
Yeah.
I've just never played it.
Yeah, I haven't played it either. So you're the Spore expert of the three of this trio.
Now, with Sims, is it pretty much the same concept through all the games? Create a character, buy your house, and all that stuff?
You make yourself, and then you live your life.
Or you do. Which
Funny story about that. Will Wright, the creator of The Sims, went to EA and was like, "Hey, why don't we make a game where you like destroy, like you rebuild a house and everything?" And they're like, "No, this is stupid." And then, because it was originally just going to be you create a house, and then the Sims would come in and they would, kind of critique it, how you made it. And then that kind of, they did like some play testing and everything, and they found out that the Sims were much more enjoyable than the building the buildings itself. So what he did is they changed it to be about the Sims. You can create your own Sims, and then he went back to EA and said, "Hey, check this game out." EA says this is the stupidest idea I've ever seen, and it turns out that. But they let them, they published it and everything, and because EA back then published whatever, and The Sims 1 became the highest-selling PC game of all time
until The Sims 2.
Up until The Sims 2, which is now the best-selling PC game of all time. So, he did something right. People like to live lives.
Which I think it's interesting, but at the same time, I guess I can understand, because it's like, yeah, you make a dude and you live his life instead of yours. But at the same time, you can't just go out and build a time machine.
No.
Most people don't just decide to be a rock star one day. You generally don't remodel your whole house in 15 minutes.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's nice. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I like The Sims.
There's a funny story about The Sims. This one time I had The Sims on the GameCube, the original Sims, and I sat in my room when I was a little Jamesy, and I played it for 6 hours straight, and I didn't realize I was playing it for 6 hours straight. I wasted the whole day playing Sims. But a new thing about The Sims 4 is that The Sims have different personalities, and you can change their personalities. You can change how they talk and how they walk. And not like talk as, make the pitches deeper or higher. No, like fully change a lot of things about it. Still can't speak English though.
Like they have, maybe your character has a stutter.
I don't know.
That'd be weird.
That would be weird too. Much easier
like if there were actual, like speech patterns, sort of, like where it would be this sort of thing, where there's a pause just because you're thinking of what you're gonna say. Like that'd be interesting.
That would be really cool. Man, that would be hard to make though.
Yeah, it would.
From a developer standpoint, that would be crazy hard. There's quick and easy create a house. They made it a lot easier. It's just you kind of make like the room, and then you just drag and drop it where you want it. Like kind of snaps to each other, and it makes it a lot easier to do. Like making upstairs and stuff. Like I said, the Sims have emotions now, and not just, oh, I'm sad. Like different, furious, angry, in love, happy, ecstatic, scared, all these actual real human emotions, and that affects them. Not just from stat wise, oh, I'm more hungry now. No, how they interact with other Sims. Like if they're furious, they're more likely to
They start to get loud.
Get loud and get angry, and start to be aggressive towards other Sims and that kind of stuff. And the decor the decor itself will also affect your emotions, your Sims' emotions. So finally, those pictures on the wall will actually mean something other than just making it nice.
Okay, so if you filled your house with all sorts of depressing paintings and painted
They'll
walls
start feeling
black,
depressed, which is really cool. And there's things to get them out of those states, and
yeah.
And it's coming out in 2014, so we don't actually have to wait that much longer to live our lives. Weird. Some new tech stuff. The NVIDIA Shield we're going to start talking about. It is Android-based handheld. It uses the Android Jelly Bean. It's a nice little controller with a 5-inch tablet on it, kind of. And it's like a handheld. Flips shut, put it in your pocket. It's got nice speakers built in, does Wi-Fi and HDMI out. Really cool thing about it is if you have a NVIDIA-powered computer, you can transfer some games from your computer onto this handheld. Ooh. Some of the games include, little ones, you might not have heard of them. Resident Evil 6, Crysis 3, Skyrim, Black Ops 2. So it's got power on it, if it can do that. And it's out now, actually.
Really?
You can buy it right now. $300.
Oh.
Okay, so I think so far the news has been going on pretty long. So let's just take a break, come back to the next part later. So now we got a skit for you guys. It's very special. It's all ad-libbed. Ooh. It's all made up. It's like, whose line is it anyway? These guys got some cards from Cards Against Humanity, and they're going to be in this situation. And then whenever I make this buzzing noise, they will have to integrate the card that they draw from into their sentence. So, I think this is going to be pretty good. Yep. We'll be right back.
I said no hard scoping, you little bitch.
This is a fighting game!
What do you mean it's a fighting game? I thought we were doing Call of Duty.
The hell?
Dude, I don't know. My bad. I'm just always in a Call of Duty mood. Speaking of which, you know what my favorite gun is?
What?
A death ray.
There's a death ray?
If you mod it, there's a death ray.
That's cheating!
It's not cheating. It's called modding, you stupid bitch.
You're a stupid bitch!
You're a stupid bitch.
God. You can't just fucking mod the game. It's like... It's like trying to use bees.
Bees? The hell?
Exception.
Babs Blue Ribbon. That's a topic. Would you like to discuss?
No. It's a beer. I need a beer.
Okay.
What a discussion. We could talk about a murder most foul.
Why would you talk about that? Ever.
I don't know. Why?
You scare me sometimes. Speaking of which, look at these powerful thighs. Oh yeah. Shit.
Howdy.
Fuck you, little bitch. Just crying your mother.
Yes. Cry during the howdy phase. Sad.
It's okay. I'll make things better.
like it. I don't like this. I don't like this game.
I don't like you, you little bitch.
That's how the surfs felt.
That's funny. You're a funny character, you know that? So I got to take a look at like a diagram of the clitoris last night, and now I know how to fuck babies.
Oh. Where'd you see that?
I had to take my girlfriend to the health clinic, you know, abortion and all that kind of stuff.
Oh. I thought Scientology didn't permit abortion.
Yeah, well, fuck that.
Huh. Guess I don't know as much about Scientology as I thought.
You know, not at all. Damn, you know who's a great leader and I genuinely respect? Kim Jong-il. God bless his soul.
What?
Yeah, he's a great leader. I would love him to be our president. I hope one day he does attack and then he can just run our country. Yes?
He would bring about the folly of man.
I don't think so. But if he does, I would generally respect him for that. Yep.
Oh.
Yes. Damn. That's right, run, little bitch.
Fuck you!
No, fuck yourself. Fuck you, yeah.
So, that was pretty fun. Yeah.
Old stare.
I
guess so.
So back to the news, because that's all this episode is, just news.
The newsy news.
News special.
News.
Nintendo is coming out with a brand new handheld, much to my, I don't know, because if you guys have been watching the show long enough, you would know that I'm not besties with Nintendo anymore. Me and them used to be cool, but now after a bunch of stupid business ventures like the Wii U and really the 3DS in general, 3DS XL, all that stuff, I've kind of just been like, ugh, I don't like you anymore, Nintendo. But this is actually going to make me even more, ugh, I don't like you, Nintendo. The Nintendo 2DS. It plays all 3DS games in 2D.
What a
Whoa.
fantastic invention.
Yeah. It's just like a DS,
Except that's what it is.
but plays 3DS games.
Yeah.
What a badass.
Can it also play DS games?
It can play over 2,000 DS games.
Okay, what about like Game Boy Advance games?
No.
No?
They haven't had that since the DS.
Yeah.
That's why I'll never give up my DS Lite. Ever. Because I like if I could find it, I would love to be playing on Pokemon Sapphire right now instead of doing the show. But then again, there's pretty much nothing I'd rather do more than play Pokemon Sapphire. Like if someone was if Michael Jordan was to come here and be like, hey, you can either play basketball with me, and I teach you everything about basketball, and you'll be the greatest basketball player to ever live, or you can go play Pokemon Sapphire, I would choose playing Pokemon Sapphire.
This is coming from a guy who's not a big basketball fan anyway.
But I like Michael Jordan. I like the hoops.
Don't say that.
Say that. Say that again. Piss off Brendan. Say the hoops.
Go LeBron James's team. Yay, and I guess I like North Carolina college. Woo! It doesn't fold. It's a nice doorstop.
It doesn't flip over. And
Nope.
It doesn't close. It's just two screens, always showing.
It is smaller than the original 3DS. So that's like super small, guys. Of course when it's flipped open. Not when it's closed shut.
Right.
When it's open up. It's coming out October 12th for right around the release date for the new Pokemon X and Y. It's going to be $129.99, so $130 doorstop.
So it's more expensive for an inferior product. That's what you're saying.
I thought the 3DS was still like 140 or 50.
Was it still?
I think so. All I know is that the Vita's still $199. All models. Maybe I won't be alone now, being the only person in the world that has a Vita.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Although one nice thing going on with Nintendo is that they're dropping the Wii U price.
Good.
Both Wii U models, the black and the white model, will be dropping $50 starting September 20th. So maybe again, I won't be the only one in the world with a Wii U. Little fun thing. Pokemon X and Y is pretty much making everyone super excited. It's the first game to be launched around the world at the same time.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's the first Pokemon game to be released around worldwide at the same day, which is really cool. So the Japanese don't have an edge up on us.
Which doesn't really matter because you're not normally playing with a bunch of people in Japan.
Yeah, still. And they announced the Japanese, Japan is coming out with nice 3DS bundles for both X and Y. One's a nice gold-looking console. The other's a nice blue-looking console modeled after the two legendaries. And there's 100,000 of them combined made. Gold one on Amazon Japan sold out within the first hour. The other one took 15 hours to sell out. So that's a lot of Pokemon. Now Nintendo is smart with, in this respect. There's some games coming out November 22nd. That's a week before Black Friday. So people are going to be wanting to buy these stuff on Black Friday, which is pretty smart. A Link Between Worlds for the 3DS, Mario Party Island Tour, and Super Mario 3D World for the Wii U. Those three are probably, at least 3D World and the Link Between Worlds are probably the two most anticipated titles Nintendo has this year. Other than the Pokemon X and Y. So, I mean, it's smart that they're going to be releasing them on a week before the busiest shopping day of the year in the U.S.
It seems like all Nintendo has going for them anymore is just Pokemon and Mario.
Exactly, and Zelda.
Oh yeah, but that's kind of an occasional thing.
Yeah. I don't care. You release Ocarina of Time on anything and I'll buy it. People will buy Ocarina of Time. I'll buy it like 100 times if I have it. Did I have it on my... No, I didn't have it on my Wii. But I pretty much bought my Nintendo 64 just for that game. And boy, is it awesome. And then finally for the news, finally for the news. News from BMW. We're not really car people here. Well, I mean, we don't talk about cars on this show.
No.
So, why are we talking about BMW, ask? Because of their new BMW M8. Their brand new gaming computer.
I guess the thought was if we could make fast cars, maybe we could make fast computers.
That's exactly their whole point. They're like, these computers are just as fast as our cars.
Yeah, that's not how computers work.
And actually, it's got some pretty nice specs. They showed it off
sure
at the
They wouldn't.
big computer conference.
They wouldn't just make it a crappy computer.
You have total control over pretty much everything, just from like the tower itself. It has like a nice little knob that displays everything on it. So it pretty much removes the need for a second screen if you a second monitor if you do any like professional computer usage like drafting or stuff. So you can check the heat, how much heat is going on, the how fast the fans are spinning, CPU output, CPU usage, all this different stuff, which is pretty cool. It is made so it can be placed both horizontally and vertically. Horizontally or vertically.
Good job.
Yeah. Because horizontal, the horizon.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. It's got a knob. That's how you can tell everything. The knob. It has Bluetooth 4.0 in it. It supports up to 16 gigs of RAM. That's a lot of RAM. You might be able to play Crysis 1 on it.
Almost.
Almost. And it supports all Intel's 4th generation processors. Woohoo! Woohoo! So that's news. We're done with the news. But there's still one thing I want to talk about with, since the PS4 and Xbox One coming out and they released the launch titles. What do you guys think had the best launch titles?
Ooh.
I know mine is. What mine is. You guys will laugh. But after I explain it to you, you might think differently. I think the Wii U had the best launch titles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Think about it. Batman, Arkham City. Assassin's Creed 3.
40.
Oh, Assassin's Creed 4, yeah. No, Assassin's...
3.
Yeah, 3.
It was 3.
3's on the Wii U. Zombie U is pretty good. All the virtual console games that were released. It's just a shame no one bought it because everyone. The problem with it, the only reason why the Wii U didn't sell is because you could buy all these other games on different consoles. But I think overall, it had some of the best games starting out at launch.
The only problem is that all of those games were not new games.
No.
Except for, Zombie U.
Yeah.
For the most part,
For the most part.
they were all just sort of other games that people already own.
Yeah. But in a flashy new packaging.
Yeah. Which is probably not smart.
Yeah.
I don't know. As far as like the Xbox One or PS4, I loved the I don't know what it was called, but it was that weird like game making game. It was funky.
Game Maker?
No, it was like I can't remember the name, but it's also being released on PC, and it's like
Oh. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But like that was super cool. Titanfall looks awesome.
It does look awesome. It looks pretty cool. What is Titanfall? It's a first-person shooter with mechs, and you can get on the ground and do like parkour stuff, run on walls, and jetpacks.
What was that game that was going to come out for the PS4? Infinity?
Infinity is the game with the Disney characters.
Because there was some game, or Destiny, I believe.
Oh, Destiny, yeah, with
Yeah,
Bungie's new game.
That's coming out on both of them.
Yeah, but PS4
It is
is
really
getting
coming out on both of them?
Yeah.
PS4 is getting some exclusive stuff though.
For that game? Okay. Because, really, I find both the console game launch titles pretty exciting. Because
They're pretty solid.
Oh yeah,
like,
they've definitely got the whole thing just
Yeah.
down.
The Xbox
Awesome.
One does have 2 more games than the PS4, so I mean, I guess. But I mean, like you really look at it, you get, you have your first-person shooters. You got the Battlefield 4 and Call of Duty Ghost. The Xbox One has Titanfall, but I mean, you have your basketball games. You have your kid game with the Playroom, Swap Force, the Zumba, Lego Marvel Superheroes. You got your racers. You got like everything you could want. There's just enough variety for pretty much everyone in the family can get a game and enjoy it for both consoles, which is really weird to see this much variety coming out at once.
mm-hmm. Definitely. I don't really have one I prefer over the other. I mean, what was Infamous? What was
That was PS4.
PS4.
Well, I mean, what was Infamous about? I can't.
Oh, you're like this dude who has superpowers.
Oh, is that the
and he's
parkour
got
one?
Parkour.
Okay, yeah, I
skills,
do know what it is
Flies
then.
around.
Okay,
electricity.
so I mean, I haven't played it, but I've like watched you play it, Justin, and it looks pretty cool. And then Killzone, I've seen bits and pieces of gameplay, but I've never played it myself.
I think I'm the only one in. Have you ever played the original Killzone?
Yeah, I played the original.
Yeah, I like Killzone 1.
Okay, I'll have to look into that. And Watch Dogs, I saw like the E3 for it. That looks amazing.
Sick.
And Wolfenstein New World Order. I mean, I don't know because
I have not been
Wolfenstein.
impressed by the Wolfenstein games.
The
that
new
I've
Wolfenstein games was. The new Wolfenstein game, well, the one that came out a few years ago, was crap.
And the one that came out a couple
Before
years
that.
after that was
The
also.
one before that.
The original Wolfenstein was.
It was basically Doom.
Yes.
That was
But it was
Wolfenstein
before-
3D.
Yeah.
There's a difference. There's Wolfenstein, which is kind of like a, crap. It was like on like the Commodore 64 and the Apple II and the Atari 800, I think it was. Like the old, very like ancient computers now. And it was kind of just like an adventure, run around, collect stuff, trying to stay away from Nazis, and if necessary, kill the Nazis.
Now, did Wolfenstein 3D come out before or after Doom? Because wasn't it made by the same?
Yeah, it was made by it.
I thought it was made before.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was made before because it was like pretty much the first FPS.
Yes. And that like revolutionized to what first-person shooters are now today.
Yeah,
Regardless, if it is definitely still like the first Doom.
yeah.
Like it's pretty much like it almost looks the same, but then again, the technology probably wasn't there to make it better. But I don't know. I watched the trailer just because I knew what Wolfenstein was, and I was kind of interested. I mean, it looks more like a futuristic America where Hitler would have taken over the United States.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Interesting.
That's all it really is. It's like futuristic in the fact that Hitler came over here, took over the United States, and now you're rebelling against the Nazis, I guess, in the United States. Which I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's either going to be.
So what? Do you like have to kill Mecha Hitler, or is that?
Just like in Wolfenstein 3D.
Because that's actually a pretty plausible thing, killing Mecha
Yeah.
Hitler. I would like to kill Mecha Hitler. That'd be fun.
Well, then maybe you should play Wolfenstein 3D.
Maybe I should.
Maybe you should. That's the final boss in Wolfenstein 3D.
Is
Is
Mecha
Mecha
Hitler.
Hitler.
Oh. That's.
Just Hitler's having like a big giant mech and he's shooting rockets and machine guns.
Have you ever seen that episode of Futurama where Nixon gets the gigantic robot body?
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
Yeah, it's based off of that.
Yeah.
That's where they got it from. Oh, so yeah, any other thoughts? Anything you want to add on to the... Which is pretty good. Which launch titles of like the current gen consoles is best?
I don't know.
I-
Was Halo 3 a launch title?
No. Wait. No, it wasn't.
Which is weird.
Yeah. Well, Halo 1 was launched out for the original Xbox. I thought.
Halo 1 was.
Halo 1 was pretty good. I like Halo 1. After that, it kind of went downhill. In my opinion. But then there's going to be like 100 billion people who say, no, you're stupid. Xbox is so much better than PlayStation. Because that's everyone's argument now is one thing's better than the other.
I don't really prefer one over the other. I
At this
think
point, they're just sorta different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're virtually the same machine.
Under the hood, they're pretty much the same. The only thing is that the PS4 does have a little bit better graphics.
It has like a little bit of better graphics card, but then the Xbox has a little bit more RAM.
No, they have the same RAM.
Are you sure?
100%. They both have 8 gigs.
Okay, I thought the Xbox had just a little bit more.
No.
Okay.
Other than that, I mean, they're identical under the hood. Let me tell you, the one system that had a horrible launch title was the N64 in the US. It had Pilot Wing 64 and Super Mario 64. That's it. Great. Super Mario 64, first 3D fully 3D game. But still, 2 games for a launch title. That's nothing. Okay, so I think since the news took years to complete, I think we should just end it on this note. Not do challenge. Start off fresh next time we meet. So, yeah. This has been Video Junkies, and good night!